And it's Monday. Welcome to another edition of Monday with the Marks. I am your host, Adam Baum. This is MOWP, the Marked Out Wrestling Podcast. Joining me tonight is my co-host, Rody Rob, in studio.
Hey.
And my other co-host, who we've lost him. It's been like a year and a half.
It's not a year and a half.
Oh, yeah, hey, that's Brian.
Yeah.
Brian, hey, Brian.
Well, at least we know where he's at.
Yeah,
We know
where, in the vicinity of where I'm at.
Regional.
But I'm well. I'm via
I
satellite.
think he's in prison with a green screen just to pretend he's at his
I
parents' house.
thought he was in the bushes behind Matt Cardona's house.
Oh,
like Tom Hanks. Yeah, I'm
Well,
actually I'm
just-
camping out back
just
there.
waiting
somewhere
to
on the
be, I don't know, stabbed in the back.
No, who?
What?
Matt
What?
Cardona said apparently he's had some glass in his back since July. And
Oh.
no more death matches. He's tired of being stabbed in the back, Brian.
I wonder if he looks at that glass in his back and he goes, "My sacrifice."
Probably.
Yeah.
I just think karma.
I hope he's feeling better.
Welcome to Marked Out Wrestling Podcast.
Yeah. Thank
So
you.
what is on tap for us tonight? We're going to give our take on the plane ride from hell. That was part of the Dark Side of the Ring from Vice TV. We're going to talk about the New Day and Bloodline tonight and what it was for in response to NFL, AEW, combination. And then we're going to talk a little bit about something AEW is doing for Owen Hart and the tournament there. And then we're going to do our Extreme Rules predictions. Spoiler alert, it's just the name of the pay-per-view. Nothing is extreme, and 5 of the 6 bookings are rematches.
Don't tell him.
Oh, sorry. We'll get there. But before we do, let's start off with the plane ride from hell. Very simply, let's start with the two that seem to be under the most fire. We'll save Flair for second and start with Dreamer.
But doesn't. Now, I'm not 100% familiar with what happened to Dreamer. I know he got fired and a bunch of shit.
He was fired from Busted Open, and he was suspended from Impact.
So,
correct.
but that is a direct result of his comments for Ric Flair, right? Or is it something else?
Correct. Nope. It was a direct.
So you'd want to
Yeah,
start with Flair.
The
first,
episode I
didn't
think came out on a Thursday, and I think he was suspended on like a Friday or Saturday.
Right. So I think you'd want to start with Flair
Well,
just to have the context.
I didn't want to just bloom past Dreamer, but Dreamer
do.
going down with the ship.
You do you, boo boo.
And there's a lot of talk about obviously Flair and what he did. I gotta touch on this aside from this documentary. It kind of sickens me, some of the Twitterverse, IWC, whatever, that is like, that's just Rick being Rick. Regardless of, before we talk about if this is true or not, it's wrong no matter what.
Yeah.
Okay.
We all agree with that.
So,
Yeah.
Well, no, that's just the problem, Rob. We don't. We do, the three of us. But like, there are people like out there. It's kind of, it's since this whole
I
new
don't want,
signings and stuff for AEW. This was the one day for me that was kind of like a
I don't
because of that.
I don't want to pop your bubble here, as far as your joy of our reconciliation of our agreement. But I think I might have some differing views with you here on the Flair thing.
Okay.
What?
Do you want me to read the statement and then we'll discuss it?
You want to read Flair's statement?
I was going to read Flair's statement.
Okay.
So here's what was said. Rick issued a public statement. I'm gonna summarize some of it. At the beginning, he said, my family and everybody told me not to do this, but I want to say something. He says, 4 years ago, I gave ESPN full access to my life for the 30 for 30 special. They covered taxes, financial issues, adultery, divorces, passing of my child, drinking, partying at length. He then goes on to say, I've never had he talks about Roy Camp, who was not a big fan of his. But he said, I've never heard that someone forced him to touch his genitals, Everything Rick was construed as negative. I tried to address in the 30 for 30 those same problems. Rick said, I allowed my personal life, whether good or bad, into wrestling, but it's the truth that matters now. And my issues have been documented over a 40-plus year career. I have never forced myself on anyone. It's simple. It never happened.
Yeah.
So let's go with that right there, Rob.
Yeah.
Pick up your comments right at the end there. He goes, it's simple. It's never happened. He admits to obviously everything we know about the rest of the stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, and again, this might be unpopular opinion, but I'm going to stand by what I'm going to say. And I mean, I start with acknowledgement that it was wrong. It was absolutely wrong that he would wag his apparently 12-mile long penis around in a helicopter and ask a stewardess to touch his dick. That's wrong. The girl's there to do her job and serve the people on that plane and not be harassed. I agree with that 100%. 100%. I take issue with kind of the word force and how it's used. We all know. There's something we have to acknowledge as a people eventually. I mean, I'm down with saying, hey, you fucked up. You might need to pay the piper a little bit for your fuck up, right? But you also need to realize that, some shit happened a long fucking time ago. And
this is 19 years?
Right. And I'm speaking as a general right now.
Okay.
As a general sense, not this. But some people get in trouble for something they did decades ago when they were different people. I am a different person today at 43 than I was at 22 or 25.
So you've pulled a flare and just whipped it out? I've
done a lot of inappropriate shit in my time, but at the time, the environment I was in and the culture that I lived in as a society, it was not, I'm not going to say accepting, but it was more the norm, right?
I feel like that's what Flair's trying to say here. It's a kind of a cop-out.
I don't think it's a cop-out. I don't, look, I've done shit in the past that I'm sure if it made the news, people would fucking think, oh my God, what a scumbag. I don't think I'm a horrible person. I think I made
I know this is like totally different, but like say like someone like, what if like someone murdered someone and then like 20 years later you find out that they murdered someone?
That's so different, bro. If somebody murdered someone.
I said it's a little bit different, but it's one of the extremes. But
still, that's not a little bit.
If someone gets something like
that's massively different.
While it's massively different, Rob, I mean the trauma you could create in an incident with someone,
I don't disagree with that.
Would live with them for the rest of their life.
Yes, and right. I think it would be appropriate for Ric Flair to own it, apologize for it, and make reparations for it. I think that is absolutely fair. But I think all of a sudden everybody now is so shocked by this that it's like, let's hang Flair from the cross of cancel culture and shut him fucking down.
Yeah.
Nobody is surprised by this.
No.
Nobody at all surprised by this. And not even just because of how the industry was behind the scenes back then, but because we've known Ric Flair for 40 years. So my problem is the hypocrisy of everybody being so fucking butthurt right now. They want to cancel him. You know who he was. Hogan was a surprise. Hogan was like, holy shit, Hogan, you're a fucking racist piece of shit. We're fucking surprised by that. It hurts. Fuck you. You're out of my life. I don't want nothing to do with you.
So because he was a scumbag for 40 years and owned up to most of it, like
you don't give any weight.
What I take out of his statement, and I'm gonna just be very blunt to it. He said, nope, I never did this. It never happened. By the way, I'm a huge drinker and I love to party.
Okay.
And I've had a traumatic life and done a lot with drugs. There are people who, when they drink, become a different person.
Yep.
There are people that, when they drink, also forget.
Yeah.
He could possibly pass a lie detector, and so could his victims.
Yeah.
I don't believe for 1 second that all of the time that he was drunk, that he didn't cross that border. He didn't cross that border. And, fucking here's my other just to point one other point to you. If you fucking know that Flair is like this and you're on a fucking flight with all the wrestlers, don't get any cute stewardesses. Put gay fucking men on
Oh,
there.
get
Well,
the
that's a
fuck
company.
out of
That-
here! You
that's-
can't.
That's
That's almost like even like victim blaming.
Yeah,
type
no,
of
no,
deal.
No,
I-
I'm just saying, like, you want to make sure that if you guys because the one statement before that I wanted to segue with this on is that JR's statement. He said that people like Flair and Taker could get away with what they wanted because they were above his pay grade.
they were made men.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
made men, and JR was, JR swung for a lot of the other stuff that happened on this
Wait,
flight.
you're moving away from the topic.
But I want to know what I'm saying. Come back. So Flair, you're like, oh, he's just gonna do what he wants. He's just gonna be Flair. We're not gonna try and control him because like he's made man. He's above my pay grade. This is what happens. You seem to be accepting of that, and I don't.
No, that's not. Then you're not listening to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is in reality, in Earth A, the place that the real people live, there are degrees of things. There are degrees, and in his statement, he didn't deny that it happened. He made very clear. I thought, reading between the lines, it very well could have happened because his life was a fucking dumpster fire, right?
He didn't own up to anything though.
He didn't deny that it happened.
He's saying
But
he
no, he's saying-
didn't
no, wait,
force.
He said yes, and again, he said in 40 years I never forced myself on somebody. Now,
I'm sure there were plenty of
there
times
are-
that women were like,
Yes,
"Hey,
I'm
Ricky."
hearing you. I'm answering that right now. There are degrees of things. Yes, there are times where you can be flirtatious. There are times when you can be aggressively flirtatious. There are times when you might be inappropriately flirtatious, and there are times when you fucking have crossed the line, right? When you go to rape. There are degrees of things. Do I see Flair being an aggressive asshole that thought he could fuck every girl to kind of push his weight up on her? Yes. Do I see Flair do I see Flair as somebody who held somebody down and stuck his dick in him? I do not see that. And
No.
when I hear force yourself, in this context, he may have forced his presence, but he wasn't trying to violate, in my opinion.
Well, she even said that. She was like, I don't think he was gonna rape me, but
Right.
she definitely felt that
Well,
she was like
it was
assaulted by
inappropriate.
him.
It was
I mean,
inappropriate.
I hate to say it, but the best argument for that is he literally could have had anyone, so he didn't have to force himself.
Wow,
I mean,
that's horrible. You
Oh
made
my
two horrible
God,
comments.
no. I'm serious. There
Two
was so
terrible
many
takes in a
groupies.
row.
No, think about the
I hear what you're
groupies that
saying,
were
man.
there that were throwing themselves at him. He didn't have to force
man that
himself
can-
on someone when there was 20 women probably waiting at his dressing room door.
A man that can have everything wants what he can't have.
Listen,
You know?
I want to know what I'm gonna do. I have about 47 of these now. I'm up to my goddamn eyeballs in Ric Flair fucking figures right now. I don't know if you could see me, but what do I do with them now?
You keep them.
Oh, sell him to Cardona for that
I got
video.
that. I got the DVD, the ultimate DVD. What the fuck am I supposed to do with this shit now? I got like 70 things of these.
Ric Flair is
Gotta
the same
put eBay.
person after that video that he was the day before that video.
Okay, but I
Everybody
think
knows
that's
Ric
a
Flair.
little condoning of it. I still
Maybe look. Let me be clear about something. Let me give me a second here.
that statement feels
Give me
condoning.
something give me a moment without
condoning.
interruption.
Okay.
All right. I want to make something very clear. I do
Okay.
not like Ric Flair. I have met Ric Flair several times.
Yeah.
I
He's
do
a
not
dick.
like
have?
him. Ric Flair is a pompous asshole, and he's privileged. He's a piece. I fucking hate him.
He's a dick.
I do not like Ric Flair. Let me put that on the record. Never have I once met him where I liked him. Right?
I only met him
So-
once. He was a dick.
I am not defending Ric Flair as a person. I'm defending the fact that we've all known who he was, and to now be upset about it is hypocritical on our parts. Do you want to say it's condoning? Maybe it's condoning. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm an asshole in that way. I'm okay with
Maybe.
that. I'm going to sleep well. My family loves me. I'm going to be okay. But we all knew who he was before this incident. No, we all knew who he was before this, and now we want to talk about, oh, this is so shocking. Oh my God. Oh my God. No, this is not shocking. It's not shocking.
Don't worry, we have no fans to cancel culture Rob, so he can.
Yeah.
He's not
I
going to
think
get the
one thing,
Tommy
though,
Dreamer treatment.
We've never heard from the flight attendants' perspective. We've heard from like all the wrestlers
And
and
it's fucked
what
up.
might have happened. So I think that's also why this paints a little bit of a darker picture.
Look, it's fucked up. But again, I think if you
would think she would come out at this point.
if we played a game a week before this movie came out, documentary came out, right? And the game was, hey, let's all make up a scenario that we think Ric Flair was probably part of in his drunken stupor days backstage with the boys. If we played that game, do you not think that all three of us would have came up with a story either similar or on par with what happened on that plane? Absolutely one of us would, if not all of us, as one of the worst things Flair has ever done in Imagination Land. So don't tell me that now everybody is so goddamn butthurt that they want to sell their toys, love you, Brian, no offense, or they want to cancel them from this, or they want to cancel them from that. If now you want to be a fucking culture warrior, go for it.
Wait,
but I'm not a hypocrite.
Now, wait a second. Let me change the narrative that you just suggested.
I think Tommy Dreamer's an asshole. But go ahead. Yeah.
Let me change the narrative of what you just said to a different degree. He wasn't already on a show right now. AEW, Impact, NWA. He's not an active member of anyone's roster. So nobody is saying let's suspend him, Rob, or anything. But who's going to want him on their program right now as a debut?
That's what I'm saying. That's a cancel. Suspend if you're on a show and they suspend you. Yeah, that's one thing. You know, maybe if he's on WWE goes, you know what, it's not good for our PR for the moment. Let's cool off, take a rest.
Yeah.
But for all the wrestling fans, we're not talking about suspending. We're talking about canceling from visibility of the world.
Oh no, not like that. I'm saying you don't book him on AEW.
That's what everybody's saying. That's what everybody's out there crying though. Oh, blackball Flair. He should be done with him. He's fucking. You know, he did this. Oh my God, he did this. Ric Flair pulled his dick out and asked a girl to touch it. Back in the fucking 90s when they were drunk and shit.
It was 2003, Rob.
Okay, 2003.
Yeah, and he didn't ask her to touch it.
I mean,
yes.
I mean, look, who's surprised?
It's not a surprise factor, you asshole.
Then why is everybody so like, oh, he needs to pay for this? Why didn't you say that a week before?
Okay. Then let me propose something different for you.
All right.
Okay.
This is JR.
JR put his dick out of somebody?
JR on this plane did everything that Ric Flair is accused of.
There's half of his dick kind of sad.
No, just
Dude,
one
you
of only one of his balls has palsy.
Sorry, I love JR.
It's one of his balls that does.
So it hangs a little lower.
Yeah.
It's anti-gravity palsy.
All right, this is horrible, and both of us are gonna have fucked up testicles and something.
Yeah, we're gonna pay for
Right,
that.
we just got testicle cancer. Thanks.
So if the story came out,
if the story, since most of your argument is based on, well, this is Flair, who's surprised? So it's JR.
Yeah. Well, Jay was also the vice president of talent relations for the company.
It's Taker then. Okay, no palsy ball.
It's Taker?
It's Taker.
I'm surprised that Taker would do that. I'm not surprised with the culture that they were in.
So no matter who this is that we insert here, you're going to defend the culture. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
I'm not defending the culture.
I think I just lawyered your ass.
I'm not defending the culture. I'm defending the reality of what the culture was. And now everybody wants to go and make everything right by canceling people from those times. But guess what, sweetheart? Those times
it's not the only industry that did it.
Well, I understand that. I think it's bullshit.
Music industry was way worse. I'm sure, like Motley
Rob,
Crue.
Do you know exactly what Dreamer said in the episode?
So I did watch the episode, and and look, I was going with him for a minute. He was kind of preaching my sermon here for a minute.
Yeah, that's why I bring it up, because what you're saying right now is a little bit kind of where he was going.
There's a distinction. Like I said, we were preaching the same sermon for a minute. And then, like, the second half of his interviews kind of flipped it, where he was just, like, bashing the girl and you know, saying that, you know, I think...
Was he trying to do a shoot and it just went wrong?
I feel like there was a difference between what I'm saying. I'm acknowledging, one, that it probably happened. I'm acknowledging, two, that it was wrong. I'm acknowledging, three, that there should be at least an apology. That wouldn't hurt, right? Who gives a shit? It wouldn't hurt.
Right.
I'm acknowledging the badness of it without saying that I think that there needs to be some grass.
Now, Rick didn't apologize anywhere in that statement.
And I fault him for that.
Nothing.
No, I don't like Ric Flair. I'm not defending.
But apologizing would be an admittance of guilt. in my mind, if he had put an apology in there, I would say it absolutely.
I think what he
But
should.
does it like blow over then with him then? You think
No.
if he like actually owns up to
I mean,
stuff?
who knows nowadays, right? Who knows nowadays? Nowadays, I could have sent a dick pic in 2010 or 2009, and then if I ran for fucking office in 10 years from now, it would be like, here he is. He showed a dick pic back in his 20s. Everybody, look, he had a dick pic after 5 Jaeger bombs in his 20s. He's a horrible person. Shut him down. Shut him down. He's got great policy ideas, and he really cares about people, and he's a good family man and dad. But 30 years ago, he showed a dick pic of himself. He sent a dick pic to a girl. He forced his he forced his dick on somebody. Shut him down.
There's a commonly used dare in like a truth or dare scenario, which is to, in a group, they would shout out numbers until it makes a phone number, and you send that random phone number your dick pic as one of the dares. And
I didn't play this game.
I never played that.
Anyway.
Yeah, you're on an island by yourself, sir. I did it out of lust and alcoholism. So.
Well, no, I mean that's different. Anyway, so there was a lot that happened on this plane ride. JR was vice president of talent relations, so I remember him getting in trouble in that. I find it weird that Mr. Perfect and Brock Lesnar were fighting in this one about Perfect saying he was a much better amateur wrestler. The fight was significant because I guess one of them slammed the other against the emergency exit. I can't remember who was on the receiving end, but that's why it was documented.
I think they both just kind of tussled into it.
Yeah, your favorite, Doot, got his head shaved, I believe, by Bradshaw.
No, it was no. It was X-Pac.
X-Pac
Cut his ponytail off.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
He didn't shave it. He just
Bradshaw had
chopped off
shaving
his shitty
cream.
ponytail.
Yeah, Bradshaw had a shaving cream on his head. Who did that? Who did the shaving cream on Bradshaw's head? They got right.
That was who were they saying did that?
Anyway, I forgot.
And then the coup de grace that I think got maybe swept a little under the rug here was Mr. Dustin Runnels, aka Dustin Rhodes. At the time, him and his ex-wife Terry were both on the roster, and he was drunkenly singing on the overhead of the plane tour and saying how much he wanted her back and pleading.
I have no words of criticism for Dustin Rhodes over that. I have no words of criticism. We've been there. We've lost that love of our life.
But in front of all your boys, I mean, that's a tough sell.
You're drunk. You're vulnerable. There's an opportunity. You're not making the right decisions. Wait, no, fuck you, Brian.
I'm sure. Wait.
He
Brian.
He didn't drink.
Brian. Rob was probably part of that culture that pushed him to do it. He was like, "Yeah, go ahead, get up there, tell her how you feel."
There may have been some.
It's a grand gesture. Go for it.
There may have been some of that, but
yeah, Flair, why don't you wag your dick there? Yeah, cut off his ponytail. There was a Rob there that was part of this culture going, yeah, do all this shit.
Yeah, no, I probably,
What's JR gonna do? Look, his lazy face.
So anyway, wow. Look, my whole takeaway from the plane ride, and it's not the first time we've ever heard of it, but my whole takeaway from it is, if it was that bad, and it sounded like it was, I get that JR was in charge, but Vince is on the plane. You don't think for a minute that
Vince wasn't on that plane.
Yeah, he was.
Was he?
Yeah, he's sitting right next to JR.
That's what a lot of people are arguing right now. Because apparently the dark side people say he was on the plane, but now Jonathan Coachman has come out and said that he wasn't on it.
JR said he was.
Because this was an international flight, wasn't it? They were coming back from Rebellion
from
or
Europe.
some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
JR said in an interview absolutely that Vince was there, but he looked at me because I'm the fucking boss. That's my job, so I went back to do it. So that's what JR said.
That's what I think. I would think that JR wouldn't make that shit up.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if I'm Vince and my boys are back there almost about to crash the plane, and then there's this, hey, I'm gonna go back there, and for a fucking heart, if Vince stepped back there and said, "Ah, God damn it," everybody's done. Everybody's done.
Right?
Yeah, everybody's shutting the fuck up.
I don't get it. I don't know how any of that stuff happens if he's on that plane though. Seriously,
that's my
what
other
the fuck
thing.
is he doing?
Yeah, like they would just knowing everything that you just said, Rob, to be true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
Crazy.
Well, they're all fucked
Like
up.
it would be like you hanging out on your back porch and your kids deciding to throw a kegger. Like it just would that makes no sense. So we need to find out about that. But let's end this.
We don't need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's end this with the what about now?
What about?
Is this
What about
is
me?
this
What about
accepting culture now? Is this what's going on in locker rooms now? It seems like there's a lot of couples in the locker room and not a lot of ring rats. I mean that from the male perspective, not just the female.
I
like
think
John
it's-
Cena's a ring rat.
I think it's inevitable. I think the percentage is less from what I've seen personally. Yeah, there are those now, just like in NFL or wherever, you have the guys that they are fucking workout geeks. They are honed to their craft. They're not out partying. They're not doing their thing. They're like, hey, what's going on, buddy? See you fucking backstage. And Seth Rollins is probably that guy who's fucking. He's
Oh yeah, his
all about the work.
CrossFit and
Right.
yeah.
And there's those guys, and that's more of a larger population than I think it used to be of those kind of guys.
Mhm.
But I have personally seen a little bit of craziness. But it was tamed. It was tamed in the sense that I've heard from old timers. Right. It was more like
It wasn't like the American Gladiators all just banging each other.
no.
Yeah.
It was more like house parties and drugs, and that's woohoo.
Oh yeah, that was right. At the end of the Flight from Hell, Perfect and Scott Hall got released, but Brock kept his job.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You're not
And Rocky says Flair doesn't need to be anywhere right now. Yeah, Rocky, we were talking about that. But Rob says don't cancel, all the old stuff just because you don't want to book him right now.
Yeah.
I thought he was sober. I thought, well, like, I know that we're talking about years back, but is he like drinking and stuff now? Because the health shit that he had a couple years ago,
Who knows, man?
I thought that like straightened him out.
A man like Flair has lived the life the way he wanted to live his life. He's going to
Yeah.
die the way he wants to die.
That's
So-
true.
So, maybe he's got healthier food choices now. Maybe he doesn't get as fucked up as he used to. So to tell me Ric Flair's not getting fucking toasted, I'm not buying that. So,
Everything that comes out of your mouth is just
it's
all right.
truth. It's reality.
It's gold.
Brian, thank you
Gold,
for being a
Jerry.
witness to this.
I stand by my words.
So
Mhm.
let's talk real quick about WWE for a second.
Oh.
A lot of people discuss that, they had these plans for potentially Survivor Series and pushed it up, not because of NFL, but because of also AEW. And they booked New Day and Bloodline
Nuda.
as the
New Day.
curtain tonight. Tag champs versus the most decorated tag champs of all time.
Yeah, champs.
And you have your show champs,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Universal and WWE champs. This I gotta say, it's a lot bigger to me than a normal curtain.
Okay.
This is a big feud. This is a lot of people on the internet clamoring for it. And by doing it at the curtain, which it evolved into telling a story the whole night, Rob, but by doing it there, you're trying, in my mind, to get them hooked to Raw tonight before the kickoff.
Yes.
Because that's at 8:20, 8:30, whatever the hell it is. It's not at 8.
Look, I see this as an all of the above, Brian. All of the above. Are they trying new shit and being a little aggressive on some storylines now that maybe they were going to kind of long run it because of AEW? Yeah. I mean, we have a pretty reliable source now telling us that they're behind the scenes. They're taking AEW for real now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Vince is on record, acknowledge them.
Yeah.
Oh, you
So-
didn't believe me? Huh? When I've been over here
Brian,
screaming
Brian,
from the mountaintops?
Rob said credible source.
Incredible.
Oh my god.
Incredible. Sorry.
Not a Mark Supreme who has
Mark
two,
Supreme.
not one but two AEW podcasts.
I am Mark Supreme. What were they saying? Shit, I forgot.
It don't even matter.
What are we talking about?
It doesn't even matter. We roasted Brian so bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
excuse me, brother.
and then
yeah, it's everything. Sorry.
yeah,
It's
it
everything.
is everything.
It's
and
NFL. It's all of it.
so And then apparently they dragged it out. Lashley and Roman and Big E are going to have a triple threat in the main event that we already missed.
I just want to make a comment. Unpopular opinion, maybe, or maybe popular.
Unpopular opinion.
Right.
Oh, hashtag.
IMO, man. IMO. So we watched a little bit of Raw tonight, not the whole thing, a little bit. And they had a match, Brian, where it was Humberto Carrillo and Garza versus
it was Humberto Carrillo and Garza versus
Ali, and
it was the Mexicans versus
Oh,
the Muslims.
Mansoor, right. So they went back to the stereotype tag teams, and that's fine,
For
Brian.
sure.
Your negative opinion. I just want to say,
I'm not Brian.
Adam, sorry. I just want to say that Brian, if you go watch that match, if it would have been on AEW, everyone would have sang its praises on how good of a fucking tag team match.
All right.
You go watch. There's some fun.
The crowd gave it no justice.
The finisher's good.
Yeah,
Where were they? Do you know?
I don't care.
What do you
Yeah.
don't care?
The crowd literally gave no fucks. None.
Did you guys see there was a championship? Let me start that over. Take two. Did you guys see that there was tag team championship belts switching hands?
The women?
Yes, Rhea, Nikki,
Yeah, we saw that.
ASH. We
Nikki
did
Ash.
see that. We also thought they already won it like last week.
Before they were already champions.
No, I was like, wow, that was a short run. Here they are battling for the title again, and they didn't even come out with them.
Yeah.
We said they
So
were in
Nikki's
Raleigh tonight?
she's won the women's and now the tag. Huh.
Yeah, Rocky, we
Not too
didn't see the finish. What happened? Oh,
I was in Raleigh. Oh, they were in Raleigh.
Oh,
Huh,
it
interesting.
ruled tonight. He said Roman, Lashley, and Big E, the triple threat was awesome. Maybe we should go back and watch it.
All right, I'll go back and watch it.
Hey, we should have quit watching Raw like fucking years ago. They would have gotten better right then and there and brought us back. Like second we fucking give up
Yeah.
our
We've
like.
been doing our
Oh, the
podcast
marked out
on,
guys.
on
Stop
Windows
watching
and
us.
framing.
We need to
Let's
get
go
our
to
shit
wrestling.
together.
Well, we couldn't mark out, so we had to stop.
What are you saying,
Yeah,
Brian? What are you talking about, Brian?
what are you talking about?
What? Huh?
What are you talking about?
Huh?
All right. Before we get to Extreme Rules predictions, Brian, I'm gonna let you take the reins, not the Romans,
Not
for
Roman.
a second, and talk about what AEW is doing with Owen Hart, his family,
Yes.
and his legacy.
Yes, this pleases me. I think this was the first text messages that I fired off this morning to you guys. But yeah, AEW has announced that they are going to be doing. Well, first of all, there's a few things, but they're going to be doing a Owen Hart tribute tournament. In Owen's name. But basically, AEW and the nonprofit that Martha Owen's, I guess, wife or not ex-wife, Owen's
Widow.
wife. What do you
Widow.
call it?
Widow.
Thank you. Owen's widow that she runs. And so yeah, he's going to be in the AEW video game. I guess we're going to be getting AEW merchandise in conjunction with Owen Hart. Pretty cool news. I know I was excited about it. I know Owen obviously has nothing to do with AEW, but this is a very nice way of kind of acknowledging his career and just his overall person. I mean, even just his wrestler, but obviously he was like, you hear all the stories about him just being a father and a person and just how good of a dude he was. So this is pretty cool. And not to mention that the winner, it's called, you win the Owen. I guess it's like that's what the award is called, the Owen. So pretty cool. Goodbye AEW.
And
I don't
it's
know.
also
What do you guys think?
there's a lot. I mean, there's a tie-in, and I'm sorry if I missed that part, but there's a tie-in with the Owen Hart Foundation, like the charity organization. It's not just
Right.
about honoring his wrestling legacy. It's about supporting his out of the ring legacy, like you said, being a good father and things.
I think this is massively huge on multiple levels. I mean, not just like Brian, like you said, the honoring of him, which we don't get very much of. I'm always surprised at how little honoring of Owen Hart there is.
Well, because the family has said "fuck off, Vince" for so long.
I get that,
Yeah.
but they could still do stuff with their own footage. They're not they're not restricted from just saying we love this guy, we're sorry, here's an honor of his memory. They're not restricted from that, right? They can do that. It's
Yeah,
their
I think
property.
Blue Blazer is the only thing they're restricted from.
Okay, cool. But so I think for one, it's it's good to have a tribute for him. I think it's well deserved. For two, and there's about 5 points here, but I'm just going to give you the for two. The for two is you make WWE, your main competition, look like the biggest bag of dickweeds. Just fucking douchebag express. Like, we had to create an entirely new company and come in to give credit to this legend when you never could, right? We're gonna do something for him. You look like a bunch of assholes right now.
Yeah, but that's AEW's new playbook is like just make WWE look bad.
I don't think that's think that's horrible. Look, you're trying to get their fans as well as
I don't think it's horrible either, but that's not going to sustain itself. You have to bring the audience without just going, "Hey, we're not WWE."
I would like to put myself up as a case study here.
Okay.
How so?
I am somebody who now only watches AEW, doesn't watch WWE. And if you would have listened to me on this podcast 6 months ago, that was very much not the case.
But it's not about the debuts in the WWE booking, Rob. The Dynamite has changed. Brian and I cover it every week. It's changed into a better show.
I understand what you're saying, but do not tell me why I made that decision. You're telling me, oh, this is why you did it. No, that's not why I did it. I stopped watching WWE and I went exclusive to AEW. Yes, the debuts are cool. I like the debuts. That is true. That is fair. But I also don't like the fucking culture of WWE. WWE counters my moral culture. I find them to be despicable and in many ways that makes me not want to give anything to their product.
But if they were Ric Flair?
I didn't excuse anything, thank you.
I couldn't resist.
But so as a case study, I am somebody who didn't leave WWE for AEW because just of their roster. I still think their booking's kind of horrid. I think their writing's got a lot of work to do. It's not just because their roster pulled me over. It's also because it's a better alternative.
There's no more brawls.
That's good. That's good.
1 week.
We see what I'm saying? So you can take stuff like this. I look at this and go, fucking good on you, AEW. You earned some more credit with me. Fuck you, WWE, that they had to do this. It drives me further away.
I mean, they didn't have to do this. They chose to do it. It's a good thing they did it.
That's even better. Right.
But I
can't
help but they're so like dick riding in the hate way of WWE that I can't help but think like fucking Tony Khan's like, I don't even know who Owen was, but let's do this because Vince will hate it.
AEW.
What? No, shut up. You know that.
No, I'm sure he has to.
No.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't believe that this isn't like, they're like, yeah, here's another dick punch for you, Vince. What do you think about this one? Oh, now we're stealing dead people from you. We've already stolen
Oh my God.
Punk out of retirement.
Kind of funny though.
Daniel Bryan and Adam Cole. What can we do next? Oh, we'll steal the one guy you can't put into the Hall of Fame.
Look, you know what?
Seriously.
I know, seriously.
There's somebody at AEW who is feeling at least that way. Devil's advocate.
Listen, AEW is wrestling therapy.
It is Wednesday night counseling.
We have all been in a fucking abusive relationship with WWE for the past 15 years.
Relax.
Right? And now we have a therapist where we go and we bitch about WWE. That's what AEW is. That's for us to fucking get it out. And then once we all get it out, then we can move on. But we all got to get it out first. We all got to get our pain out.
We're scorned lovers.
Right. And AEW is they are projecting that for us. So woo!
Oh yeah. Woo. Forgot about
Now we
that.
can't woo anymore.
Yeah.
What does Charlotte do? Does she keep the last name? Like, does she?
Oh my God.
Sorry, I know I'm bouncing back to that. Sorry.
No.
She would change her name. Really?
There was
because 20 years ago, Flair pulled his dick out. She's gonna change her name.
By the way,
her daddy was a priest, right?
She's Charlotte. They don't say Charlotte Flair.
Can you imagine how big her dick
Yes,
is?
they do. They always say Charlotte Flair.
But not on the lower third.
Okay, stop. You're grasping right now.
I thought it was just Charlotte.
No, you're grasping for straws.
No, the ring announcer says
Yeah,
Charlotte
it
Flair.
said Flair on the
did.
Titantron
Okay,
tonight.
fine.
Big fucking 50-foot letters, Flair.
She probably made sure it said that too. She's probably like, "No, you fucking leave it up there. I
wonder
quit."
I wonder if she's hung like her daddy. That's what I wonder.
Oh my God.
Is that why Brian likes that?
What?
I don't know.
Juan says that Rob took the AEW vaccine. Yes, he did. Hey, Juan.
Yeah, I'm alive.
I do like the fact that AEW is requiring, even I know people are gonna fake it and whatever, but these are still
You
trying.
really think so? You think there's gonna be like people with a fake vaccine card?
Yeah,
There already are.
yeah, they already
I guess
are.
it's like, well, I mean, at Grand Slam, you figure there's like 18,000 at least
All
one
right,
person.
Rocky,
with a
I'm
fake
wrong.
card.
What?
Yeah. Wait, what?
Nothing.
He
I'm
wasn't
wrong.
listening to you. He was more interested in himself because he's a narcissist.
Oh yeah, I know. I know.
All right.
He's Lex Luger.
So the Extreme Rules pay-per-view in name only. Let's just run down our predictions and see if we give a fuck.
Oh man, this is gonna be great.
Let's start with I don't know how this one made the card. Liv and Carmella.
Now
There's no stipulation attached here.
So no match has a stipulation as of right now
None.
in Extreme Rules. Okay, so you said who, Liv and Carmella.
Liv and Carmella.
They made it on the card.
Singles match. I'm sure it's pre-show.
Pre-show.
I'm sure it's going
Okay.
to wind up on the pre-show.
I've got to go Liv. Why? I don't know. If anybody could survive Enzo as a boyfriend, then I think she could win.
Well, it's part of the culture, Ruff.
A cheating. Stop, because you're misquoting me. It's gonna upset me.
Yeah.
Do not take me out of context.
Well, I mean, you did say those words.
Right.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Brian.
I'm picking Liv.
Brian,
the
eating
record.
ain't cheating.
So, what'd you say?
Eating ain't cheating.
Oh my God.
It's a Steel Panther
Write down
song.
Liv.
I'm so glad
Liv
I
for
watched
me.
this.
Liv Morgan.
You're going with Liv?
Yeah, we're
Yep.
going to Liv.
All
Are you
right.
focused?
I'm going with Liv
Yep.
too.
I don't think Adam's focused.
Next up on the Do You Give a Fuck scale,
you give a fuck?
we have Damian Priest and Sheamus for the the rest of these are title matches, by the way. For the fucking
24/7,
US 24/7 7-Eleven.
367
No, it's I couldn't remember if he was IC or US. It's the US Championship.
US.
And this is a rematch of last month's pay-per-view.
Okay.
And guess what else? There's no difference. There's no stimulation.
Stimulation?
There's
There's no stimulation?
there
Oh.
really is no stimulation, but there's also no stipulation.
Oh, am you asking me?
Yeah, go for it.
Who is it again?
It's your Punishment Martinez
Oh,
against
Sheamus.
Sheamus.
I don't
Sheamus.
I don't
Steamus.
care. I'm Martinez. I don't give a shit.
All right, Rob says Priest.
Jeff Hardy got added tonight.
Martinez.
He got added.
What'd you say? Jeff
Jeff
Hardy got
Hardy
added
got
tonight?
added to
Added
that
to
match.
what?
Oh,
Oh, so that changes my answer to. Fuck it. You know what? I'll go Jeff Hardy.
wow.
Yeah. No.
Oh, it's a triple threat now because Jeff won his way in tonight. It says Christopher Stikelether.
How heavy was
Yeah,
it?
Rocky was first.
Thank
Stike, you're
Yeah,
Ooh.
you're falling down. You're falling off, man.
Yeah.
What's next?
So let's see.
Brian's gonna
You know what? I'm picking Punishment Martinez.
okay. I'm gonna go
Damian
with Rob on
Stone.
the Hardy train.
Choo choo.
There's got to be some reason that Vince, has to do something there.
Good commentary. What's next?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was added. There it is. I didn't even look because I wrote this down earlier.
Man, poopy face.
Poopy face. Speaking of poopy face, the Street Profits against the Usos for the SmackDown tag titles. What do you think about this one, Rob?
I don't even know who are the champions right now. The Usos.
The Uso crazy.
So crazy. They're in the bloodline, bro. Bloodline.
Rocky says he's still choosing Priest, but this would have been a great chance to do a ladder match. Yeah, it's fucking Extreme Rules. It would have been a great chance to do anything.
Fucking wonderful, right? Been fucking wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could have just
Yeah.
called it an Extreme Rules match,
Well, I mean, if
Rocky.
it's a triple threat, at least they can use, weapons.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. You
I agree with you. You don't have to what you're saying to me. I agree with
They
you.
could have a ladder and an Extreme Rules match and stop false advertising.
They could bring the ladder in the ring, but it's not going to be a ladder match.
It could be a wee ladder like Hornswoggle used to use.
Like a WLC.
Yeah, that was still the best.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to
Juan
say...
and Rocky say
I'm-
Usos.
Oh, no, it's Street Profits. They're winning.
Oh, you're a
Really?
Street Profits fan again?
No.
No,
got
he likes his nipples.
He got a surgery.
Oh.
This is the push. I don't know.
No, I take it back. This is going to be... I'm going to go fucking extreme. I'm going extreme with it, and I don't give a shit if I'm wrong, because I don't care.
This is when they break up.
They lose to the Usos, and Montez turns on fucking Dawkins. Montez goes heel.
No way.
He got the surgery.
Yeah,
I told you
I'm
for-
100% with Rob.
It's been
You get a nipplectomy, you get a solo push.
remember this was told to him half a decade ago. You get this surgery, we're gonna push you.
If I had a Roddy to give you, I would give it to you.
This is running strong. I approve this message.
Oh, I do have one. Brian, you're the
Hey.
last up. I just told you I agreed with him.
Hey. Yeah, no, I'm picking Street Profits. Definitely Street Profits. Profits are up, and that's all. I have no idea. I haven't watched SmackDown in been a week or two.
Yeah, Rocky adds that the Usos are winning because they got new T-shirts last week.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean that does matter a little.
Now to go back, Daniel Price says, "I know I'm late to the chat, but giving Flair and Dreamer a pass." He said,
The people giving them a pass need to grow up.
Do you need me to read for you
Yeah,
because
yeah.
your eyes are bad?
"Yeah,
I know I'm late to the chat, but people giving Flair and Dreamer a pass need to grow up. Yeah, it was 20 years ago,
yeah."
but it has bearing on today, and Dreamer came off like a dick.
I
Hey,
look-
Rob's the only one who's
No,
trying to give him a
shut
pass.
Up, shut up! I read that so I could commentate off it, not for you to open the floor. Okay. I just want to reiterate that in case he's talking about me, I don't know. I did not give anyone a pass. I acknowledged the badness of it. I acknowledged Dreamer's a fucking dick face. I acknowledged Flair was fucking wrong.
Mhm.
I'm just not going to be a hypocrite and all of a sudden cancel him from my life, different than the way he already was, because this happened back in a time where we knew he was doing this shit and we knew how the culture was. It's not fucking surprising. Everybody's, it's not surprising. Sorry. Go ahead.
Dawkins is going to be really getting the Tucker situation, Daniel Price says. And Rocky says Dawkins can spend more time with his baby.
Yeah. No, Dawkins is.
He's the guy that's ceiling.
They'll run him for a little bit and then realize that by himself that's why he never left NXT by himself.
They may give him another tag team partner.
Yeah.
But no, I mean he's done in terms of
Great guy. Love the guy to death. I do. He's a fucking great guy. But I think this is it. I think this is it's time.
Brian, you never gave me your
What?
pick, or I didn't hear it.
Yeah, I said Street Profits.
Okay, so Brian's wrong. Got it.
No.
Love you, DP.
Next up, Becky and Binky 2, Electric Boogaloo.
That made me giggle.
I'm excited because we finally get the match instead of the cheap shot. But, there's no chance Bianca's winning here.
You don't think so?
No, with the draft coming up, and if they don't break up, and this is why I think Rob's onto something with the Profits, Bianca and her husband and his new nipples all go to Monday night. They go to Raw, and they'll break up that
do
way.
what?
They'll break up the Profits
so-
that way.
So now we're gonna have.
And she
Bianca
can't be
and Charlotte
champ.
again.
Yeah. They're going to tap that well of Bianca and Charlotte because it has more story depth than Becky and Bianca ever does.
I think it's such a mistake from a marketing standpoint.
But
I think
I'm
it's
talking from a
such
Vince's brain standpoint.
No, I get it. I just, if I'm considering the business angle of it, I think Bianca is better for business.
I agree too. There's no way she's winning Sunday.
Yeah. I'm gonna roll the dice. I'm gonna say Bianca.
Okay.
I'm rolling the dice.
Wow, you're picking Street Profits and you're picking Bianca.
No, he changed his pick, Brian.
I am not.
He did?
I am not. These are not emotional picks.
He changed his pick to Usos and the Profits break up instead. Weren't you listening? Because I
didn't
piggybacked
hear
his
that.
ass.
I didn't hear that.
You heard
Jeez,
it.
sorry.
You heard it.
Wow.
Oh.
Can I give you my pick, Adam? Are you
Yes,
ready?
I'm waiting for you.
Bianca Belair. Rob has convinced me with what he just said. You make a very valid point.
Oh, Beauregard, I do.
There is a chance that Becky and Seth could get
Grab
drafted to
her.
Raw.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Brian. Rhode Island, neither
I
a
do
road or an
declare.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Godian says Becky for sure. Why would they have her lose that title that quick after letting her win the title? Yeah, Godian, you're right. That's why I'm sticking with Becky. I mean, you got to go with logic. Sometimes these two don't want to see that. There's no chance. There's just no chance in hell.
No chance.
You got it. Daniel Price says Vince's brain. It's Bianca getting over on the rich white girl, i.e., Charlotte. Yeah, that's why she's gonna go over there. He thinks that's the better story, and he's right. I don't think you take away Becky's heat. I don't think Bianca can do it.
Somebody else said that Raw wants Becky.
Okay.
So Becky loses and then goes to Raw.
Well, of course that was Stike. Of course the USA Network wants Becky. Of course they want her back. But you have to, according to Rob's rule, you have to take Seth too.
That's not my rule. That's the company rule.
It's a company rule.
It's the company rule.
Bring your cousins. Bring his wife.
No, not cousins, wives. You know the fucking rule. It's the company rule.
Now you got to go over with your rest of your family. Take Tamina with you. Go to SmackDown.
Again, you're going to places it doesn't belong. It's not how it works. Go ahead. What's
The
next?
draft begins. Who's the A show? It's Fox. It's SmackDown right now still.
NXT.
Yeah, right. We got 2 matches left, Braun Breaker.
Yeah, let me just say this real quick. If I could just make it an opine real quick.
Opine.
Yeah. USA Network's replaceable. Fox is not.
Peacock isn't replaceable.
Fox isn't Fox on Disney Plus now?
Technically, I guess, yeah.
Fox on Disney Plus.
Fox movies are. Fox TV is
Oh.
still on Hulu.
No, they took Family Guy. Family Guy's off all the platforms now except for Disney Plus.
It's not still on Hulu?
I don't believe so.
We'll look
I
later.
read an article about it. Anyway, I'm just saying, I think USA is more replaceable than they're still relatively new to Peacock, and Peacock's been fucking up. I know they make big money.
SummerSlam was the highest rated SummerSlam ever,
But
courtesy of
you
Peacock.
couldn't do that on another platform.
Potentially, no.
Okay.
Peacock is the cheaper than Netflix, cheaper than Hulu, cheaper than Disney
I
Plus,
don't disagree.
and cheaper than HBO Max. I don't know any other big ones. Oh, and Prime, you can't count Prime. Amazon is.
So
People pay for Prime and
so
get
let's
that.
throw it up in the air then. So are you saying that Raw, if out of the 2 shows, Fox, 2 networks, Fox and USA Network, you think Fox is more replaceable than USA? You gotta pick one. You have to pick one or you die.
I think that based on their deal, the money that came from Peacock is as great as the money from Fox. But to Fox, they have to kowtow, where to Peacock, they have a little power. So I think they would go with that option,
Okay,
especially if they had an NBC option instead of the Fox option.
Yeah.
Hey, Friday night, what does NBC show? I don't know. What do they show?
Right.
They get their ass kicked all the time to CBS anyway.
So this is your
on the older market.
This is your long-winded way of saying you think that
NBC.
USA is the one you can't lose.
I think Peacock is the one you can't lose, which by proxy means USA.
Wow, if you could have been more political and all that, go ahead.
I don't think I could have. Charlotte versus Alexa, or as we like to call it, Charlie versus Lily.
Charlie.
Ouch, Charlie.
Rob, I want you to kind of take over here for a second.
You do?
Yeah, they had a good back and forth tonight that you liked. You were popping at.
You know, so what happened tonight, Brian, was Charlotte was kind of doing the whole You know, where is this former world champion Becky or what's her fucking name?
Alexa.
Bliss. Where's the
Mhm.
old Alexa Bliss? Who's this make believe girl? I'm Charlotte. I'm real. I'm not some fantasy. I'm not some character. I'm Charlotte. I'm here to fight. Now, it's not a unique promo in this situation. I think we've seen it in other stuff before, but I felt like it was relevant tonight and delivered specifically as a call to arms.
Oh yeah, she said the only time you were champ back in the day was when I was on the other shows.
Right, but as a call to arms, as far as the war that is ramping up between the companies,
Well,
I felt like it was okay. You know, we're gonna get rid of the cartoon shit, just like we did in the early '90s before we jumped into the fucking Attitude Era. Okay, we're just us acknowledging reality over fantasy. We can play, and I might be reading into that heavy, admittingly, but I thought. Because we've heard.
That's what you got from this segment?
Well, yeah, we've heard rumors that. Yeah, that's what I got. We've heard rumors that that they're taking it serious and they're gonna be all. And some shows have been better in some ways. We've heard people say. I haven't seen them, so I can't agree or disagree.
Alexa said, Charlotte, you're nothing but the title. Everybody went woo, and she goes, that's not even your catchphrase. You kind of stole that. You've been riding everybody's coattails. And she said, I love how Alexa said to Charlotte, I don't need championships to be relevant. That was a good dig. That's from Stike. Yeah.
She doesn't.
I don't need championships to be on TV.
Yeah.
It's a good point.
That was a great point.
It is. And I think this is a big match where Charlotte, might get herself DQ'd or something, but I don't see how they could take the momentum off Alexa and let Charlotte do what she normally does. I think she's headed to Fox, and this is a way to take the belt off of her.
I feel like Alexa Bliss is going to transition back to reality. And
Like she's going to lose and then come back?
I think she's going to win here, and it's going to transition her
Oh,
into
and the
reality.
belt breaks the spell?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't agree whatsoever in that, but I like Rob being creative.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of don't want to see Alexa go back. I think what she's doing now is pretty cool, considering also that the Fiend is no longer.
Yeah, and she sticks up for herself.
Can
They're
I
talking about fucking Stike's making me laugh. He said it should be Chucky as the special guest referee.
can I challenge that real quick, Brian? What you just said, you don't want to see her go back. The question is, who said anything about her going back? Right? I mean, it's always an evolution.
Sure.
Take her with American Badass. People are like, oh, I don't want to see him go back to being the Reaper guy. He evolved into a different form of the Reaper guy, right? Alexa Bliss, everything Alexa Bliss has done, I think for the most part we've liked. So her next phase might be just as good.
All right. Okay.
I like what Stike says, and the Extreme Rules kind of feels that way with all the titles on the line. But he says if Becky goes to Raw, then Charlotte goes to SmackDown. We just talked about a second ago that it could be that Seth and if Bianca. So if Becky loses, Charlotte loses. Whichever match is first, we're going to probably know the outcome of the other.
You don't think they could be on the same show?
I don't know that they could. Then again, what you just said a second ago, if they really are trying to take AEW seriously, they would put them together.
Yeah.
And give you that. But I mean,
how far are we from Bayley being healed up?
Oh, a while. I think a while.
Okay.
Like I think she's Rumble time frame.
Probably, yeah.
I like what Juan is saying though. Juan, I'm glad to see you're back and contributing in some way.
Right.
He says there's no war yet, but WWE will go low in about 2 years. AEW is giving pay-per-view shows on live TV. They are making the same mistake WCW made.
Oh,
Come on.
please.
No.
I do think he has one grain of truth there in the fact that they are going so heavy on these in-between pay-per-views how like just branding of a Dynamite
Yeah.
into kind of like a version of In Your House. I don't know what the WCW equivalent was. So it's a free pay-per-view. But at the same time, Juan, you're charging fucking too much for the regular ones. So you better give me some free
I
shit
get
too.
really tired of people saying, they're making the same mistake as WCW. WCW's failure is well documented. And it's not because they did the Great American or they did Clash of Champions on fucking live TV. That was never part of the thing. They went bad because they made bad decisions behind the scenes. And let me just say this too in response to Juan, but thank you for the constructive comment, Juan. Good to have you back. A war does not start with the first shot. A war starts the minute you acknowledge that there is an opponent.
Brian, can you confirm with me for Friday, or look it up if you don't know it? Rampage is going against the last hour of SmackDown. Am I wrong there?
No, they're doing an extra hour, aren't they?
But I'm saying Rampage is normally 10 to 11. The extra hour is in 11 to midnight. The extra hour is 9 to 10.
Yes, 9 to 10. It's padded on the first dance.
So Juan is saying Omega and Daniel for free. Yes, because they are trying to steal the almost 3 million viewers that SmackDown will have on their go home show in the closing hour by, I'm willing to bet that Omega and Bryan Danielson are the curtain for Friday.
What?
Why not?
Because they're already like promoting it as like the big time matchup for.
Oh, sorry,
Friday.
it's on Dynamite. Sorry. I bet Punk and Hobbs then.
That's
I
a
don't
good
know.
opening.
Rampage sucks.
That's a good opening match.
Yeah, the Rampage portion sucks actually.
What's wrong with Rampage?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't have any of the big matches. I think they did that because they know
What about
it's
Punk?
going to be taped. Punk versus Powerhouse Hobbs, though, Brian.
Still Punk.
So
All right.
Still Punk.
Yeah, Sting's going to come out. It's
you
gonna
have
be great.
Adam Cole and the Bucks going against Christian Cage and Jurassic Express.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Moxley
what
and
that's what
Kingston
they're gonna
against
that's
Archer
what's
and
gonna go
Suzuki.
head to head so that the Bucks could say we beat you in the ratings or something in a demo we made up.
So wait, I'm confused though because now I'm looking at everything and it says Rampage is 10 p.m. Eastern time.
So then it's probably 10 to midnight. It's too early to go against the bigger of the two shows. If they wanted to jump on the Raw is slipping train and go on Monday night, they know better right now. It's football season. You want to do that as soon as football's over.
Yeah.
And I thought it was very smart to try and pick up an extra hour after SmackDown and keep wrestling going on a Friday night. Because if you're in at 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock, you're in. You know, you're not going out.
I think the future is going to be fascinating. I think the next 8 months is going to be fascinating in wrestling. And I do believe that WWE is going to start making little moves here and there to try to spice it up. I do.
They're not just going to give up.
No. Oh, no.
Or whatever.
And what I'm afraid of is AEW is coming out strong, swinging hard, swinging fast, and it feels like WWE does with their storylines. It feels like they're kind of playing a long game. They're slowly kind of changing stuff here, slowly kind of doing stuff here. Now, whether it works or not, I don't know. You know, the NXT change, whether that works or not, who knows? Maybe it will. Maybe it will work. Maybe it's going to be awesome, and it just looks stupid right now. Who knows? But I think I think WWE is putting in positions to start to fight back. And right now they're like, have your victory, have your winnings, do you, and then when we're ready to strike, may God help you. I hope I'm wrong.
All right, so SmackDown will be going off the air as Rampage is coming on if it does start.
Yeah.
at 10.
Okay. So they're not crossing over.
Okay, so that's right.
Yeah.
So they're doing an extra, and it's taped, Brian. It's not like they're keeping their audience till midnight. It's the second half taping of what's live on Wednesday, which is why I think they're making sure Omega and Bryan Danielson are on the first night, is so that nobody can spoil it.
Interesting. Okay.
And that's why I
Wait,
feel
really?
like
Okay. Oh yeah, you're right because it's not. Okay, it's
Yeah.
taped on Friday. Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
It says
And
that.
that's why I feel like the Rampage card is the weaker half, because if you want to spoil that other shit, who cares?
right.
What's that?
Oh, I'm sorry. That was the Emmys time to wrap it up music.
Wrap that shit up, B.
Wrap that shit up, yo.
Brian, Charlotte or Alexa?
Alexa.
Yeah, I'm going with Alexa too.
Yeah.
Last one, Roman versus the Demon. For the record, the Demon is not undefeated, FYI. Take your pick, Rob.
Roman.
Yeah, it's Roman.
Yeah.
Brian, you want to disagree?
No.
I mean, we might see some Beast Incarnate action at the end there. But I think we possibly, Stike says that he thinks Godian says Roman's probably going to have a big match at the end of SmackDown to keep the viewers. I think they could just have Brock show up at the end and do something. Like he takes Paul out of the picture.
I think you're going to have the viewers you're going to have anyway, because it's Friday night, and anybody that's watching you consistently on a Friday night is probably going to watch you consistently on every Friday night because they got nothing to fucking else do on Friday night.
Yeah.
So it's a captive fucking audience.
That's true.
That's a good point.
Mark Henry's like Mongo McMichael on commentary.
Oh my God.
Is what Juan is saying. Oh Lord.
Apparently they replaced him. Apparently Ricky Starks is going to be taking his spot. I think they're going to be rotating, but yeah, apparently they already pulled him.
Is Starks hurt?
No, I think they just liked him. He was on Dark commentary.
Dude, but I thought he's a champion right now.
I mean, maybe he is, but he could still be on commentary. Why can't he be on
it's that-
commentary?
It's that extra fake belt. I know all belts are fake, but it's extra fake.
Hey, Brian, did you put up the CM Punk match yet? On Patreon?
No, still working on it. Still working.
No, he's
on it.
embedded in his battle with Cardona.
Patreon.
Let him be.
Right. Patreon.com/MOWP.
I'll throw another one up tomorrow before I put that one up.
Throw me a freaking
there's
bone.
there'll be
Anyway,
something else up there.
Let me say,
Can
I say it one time without both of y'all talking? Patreon.com/MOWP. Thank you. Now continue your conversation.
Tune in on Wednesday. We've been talking about all this AEW. We're going to talk about Grand Slam on Tuesday. Immediately following Dynamite, we're going to be right here on YouTube live talking about the Grand Slam 10:15. Kiera could not be here tonight because she has schoolwork to do, but she will be here Wednesday for that. It's going to be, in her words, probably she would say lit, but I think it's going to be a really good Dynamite. I think that the direction that they're going in, Brian, has been a huge uptick from a lot of like the issues that I told you I've been having with AEW up until this point.
It's absolutely true. And you know what? Even like the AEW, I don't want to call them haters, but the ones that have notoriously knocked them, for instance, Jim Cornette, apparently he's praising them. He said that this past week's episode was the best one that he's ever watched.
All right, he's stealing my shit. He is. You were shocked by my turn the last 2 weeks. They put together solid shows. The only questionable choice was the main event choices of matches, but everything was quality.
Yeah, it's true.
So it was what it is, but we're getting that wrap-up music now again. That is our predictions. We will be, like Rob said, on patreon.com/MOWP whenever Brian edits it, but we could do it even live. Maybe for Extreme Rules.
Don't pressure Brian.
Okay.
Oh my
gosh. Sorry. Can we put it out, Brian, before next year's Extreme Rules?
Yes.
Don't be a dick.
Yes.
Don't be a dick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No
I'll
pressure
I'll
and
put it
don't
out
be a
before
dick.
Disney, before it's WWE Disney.
You work on your time.
You do what you do, boo.
Oh
You do
my
you.
gosh.
Until then, I will be back with Brian and Kiera on Wednesday. Tune in then. Same smart time, same smart channel.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Yeah, Marked Out Podcast. Music's not working, Brian, so keep talking. Oh, he hung up.
Marked Out Podcast is produced and edited
Bye,
by
Mongo.
and is recorded live from Charlotte, North Carolina. Subscribe, follow, and listen to us live following WWE programming on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Download the podcast by following us at podbean.com or subscribe on iTunes and Apple Podcasts. While you're there, go ahead and give us an honest and fair review and rating. Finally, if you have enjoyed our product and would like to see us grow, please donate to us by visiting the donation link below our live video, or you can donate via Venmo and Cash App at the handle Ravepro. That's RAVEPRO.
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit Electronic Media